Stop telling your child good job for every little thing they do, and stop punishing them for every mistake they make. You might think you're building their confidence or teaching them discipline, but you are actually quietly dismantling their internal drive and wiring their brain for chronic anxiety. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to dive deep into the hidden psychology of parenting. Specifically, how the way you react to a spilled glass of milk in a kitchen in Chicago or a failed spelling test in a classroom in Los Angeles is literally shaping who your child will be at age 35. High-achieving families in Scandinavia and certain elite pockets of the United States do the exact opposite of what most of us were taught. And their children show 40% higher rates of emotional resilience and long-term career satisfaction. This is the science of the hidden script, and I'm going to show you how to rewrite yours starting tonight. It's a startling reality, but nearly 75% of parents today are using parenting styles that lead to external validation dependency. They don't even know they're doing it. Only about 15% of parents understand that their daily emotional patterns are more important than any style label. In high-performing communities, like those in the Silicon Valley Tech Hub or the academic circles of Boston, only a small fraction of parents use shame or blind obedience as a tool. The result? Their children grow up to be the leaders, not the followers. Have you ever found yourself in this situation? Imagine you're at a busy grocery store in the middle of Manhattan. Your 6-year-old wants a candy bar. You say no. They melt down, screaming, kicking, the whole 9 yards. Everyone is looking at you. What do? Most parents react in one of two ways. Situation 1, you snap. You say, "Stop that right now or you're losing your iPad for a week. You're embarrassing me." The result? The child learns that their big emotions are a threat to your love and that power is the only way to resolve conflict. Situation 2, you give in. You're tired, you're stressed, you just want the screaming to stop. You give them the candy. The result? The child learns that boundaries are negotiable and that loudness equals leverage. Now consider situation 3. A child comes home with a failing grade on a math project they worked hard on. You say, "It's okay. The teacher was probably too hard on you. Let's go get ice cream." You think you're being supportive, but you've actually just taught them that failure is something to be avoided or blamed on others, rather than a data point for growth. If these scenarios sound familiar, you are not alone. Millions of parents fall into these traps every single day. But here's why it backfires so spectacularly. When we prioritize our own comfort or the child's temporary happiness over their emotional muscle building, 3 things happen. First, we create fragile perfectionists. These are kids who are terrified of making mistakes because they associate their worth with your approval. Second, we create resentful compliers. They do what they're told, but they have no internal moral compass, and they'll explode or rebel the moment you aren't looking. Third, we create avoidant achievers. They might get the high-paying job in New York, but they'll be burnt out by 30 because they're running on the fuel of not being a disappointment rather than genuine passion. A 20-year study from the University of Pennsylvania found that children raised with these reactionary patterns had a 30% lower rate of grit, the single most important predictor of success in adulthood. This is why this is so critical. Between the ages of 0 and 12, children are in a golden window of neuroplasticity. Their brains are literally being wired to decide, is the world safe? Am I capable? How do I handle stress? When you react with shame or overindulgence, you create a biological feedback loop of cortisol, the stress hormone. Over time, this creates a negative core belief. The child starts to believe, I am only worthy if I am perfect, or I cannot handle difficult things without help. If you miss the chance to fix this during these years, the consequences are often irreversible without years of intensive therapy later in life. Changing these patterns in a teenager or an adult requires 10 times the effort. Think of it like a tree. Your parenting style is the soil. If the soil is too hard, that's the authoritarian my way or the highway approach, the roots can't grow and the tree becomes stunted. If the soil is too loose, that's the permissive anything goes approach. The tree has no stability and will fall over in the first storm. This doesn't just affect their grades, it impacts their future marriage, their ability to negotiate a salary, and their mental health. Research from the Gottman Institute with over 3,000 families discovered that parents who emotionally coach their children see a 60% decrease in behavioral issues and a massive increase in social intelligence. Those who dismiss or punish emotions see the opposite. The difference lasts for decades. So, what is the exclusive solution? In the most successful developmental circles, they use the authoritative framework, or what I like to call the consultant method. It's based on the self-determination theory of psychologists Deci and Ryan. The goal isn't to control the child, it's to build their internal autonomy. It has 3 core principles. Principle 1, connection before correction. You must regulate your own nervous system before you try to regulate theirs. Principle 2, validation of emotion, but limitation of action. You can feel angry, but you cannot hit. Principle 3, problem solving over punishment. How can we fix this? Instead of, go to your room. Unlike the old tiger mom or snowplow methods that focus on, do it because I said so, or let me do it for you so you don't fail. The consultant method focuses on, I see you're struggling. What's your plan? And I believe you can handle this discomfort. The difference is profound. Group A, the traditional parent, says, you're being a brat. Stop crying. The child thinks, my feelings are wrong. I am bad. Group B, the consultant parent, says, it's okay to be frustrated that the park is closed. It's hard when things don't go our way. Do you want a hug or a minute to yourself? The child thinks, I am safe, my feelings are manageable, and I am loved even when I'm at my worst. This method works because of neural mirroring. When you stay calm and empathetic, you are literally teaching their brain how to self-soothe. You are building the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic and impulse control. Let's look at how this works in real-world situations. Situation 1, the messy room. Result: the child learns executive functioning and choice, not just fear-based compliance. The scientific evidence for this is overwhelming. A landmark study by Dr. Diana Baumrind followed children for over 30 years. They found that children of authoritative parents, those who were high in both warmth and high in boundaries, were significantly more likely to graduate college, have stable relationships, and report high levels of life satisfaction. In contrast, children of authoritarian parents had higher rates of depression and lower self-esteem, while children of permissive parents struggled with substance abuse and lacked self-discipline. Another study published in the Journal of Child and Family Studies in 2018 showed that overparenting, the snowplow style, actually led to higher levels of anxiety and a lower sense of competence in college students. I want to give you a 4-week checklist to fix these patterns. This isn't just theory. This is a tactical plan. New belief. My child is struggling to handle a big emotion and needs my help to regulate. Week 1, the awareness phase. Your only goal this week is to stop the reflexive reaction. Every time your child does something that triggers you, count to 10. Don't say anything. Just watch. Catch yourself before you yell or before you save them. Keep a tally in your phone. How many times did you use shame? How many times did you use a bribe? Most parents are shocked to find they do it 30 to 40 times a day. Awareness is the first step to change. Week 2, the validation phase. Use the formula, I see you are, because, even if the reason seems silly to you, it is real to them. Week 3, the problem-solving phase. Once you've validated the emotion, add the boundary and choice element. Week 4, the autonomy phase. This is the big one. Instead of giving orders, ask open-ended questions. Imagine the long-term impact. Instead of a 30-year-old who is paralyzed by the fear of their boss's criticism, you've raised a person who sees criticism as feedback. Instead of an adult who can't handle a breakup, you've raised someone who knows how to process grief and move forward. Remember, the patterns you repeat daily are the blueprint for your child's future. It's not about being a perfect parent. It's about being a conscious one. Start tonight. The next time they spill that milk or fail that test or have that tantrum, remember the consultant method. Take a breath, validate, and then lead them toward the solution. If you found this deep dive helpful, share it with a parent who might be struggling. We are all in this together. See you in the next episode.